Good morning. Today is Sunday, the 2nd of October 2022, 2/10/2022. Today I'm going to talk about generation. But first, let's talk about Iran. So I switch to Farsi and talk and Farsi, and then I switch back to English and I talk about my sermon today. This is the part of the sermon for the fall. Be courageous. Don't worry, be courageous. We are almost there. We are a step away from destroying corrupted system in Iran. Down with corrupted system of Iran. سلام میکنم به شما عزیزان خداوند. امیدوارم هر جای دنیا که هستید خوب و خوش و سلامت باشید. همچنان انقلاب ایران، انقلاب مردم ایران علیه سیستم فاسد ایران ادامه داره. از انقلاب 57 به بعد به نام خداوند خیلی جنایت ها کردند. یکی از جنایت هایی که بعد از انقلاب 57 دولت انجام داده این که خیلی حق ها رو که متعلق به مردم ایران بوده ازشون گرفته. میگه حق نداری، حق نداری، حق نداری، حق نداری لباست رو انتخاب بکنی. از انقلاب 57 بعد دولت گفت حق نداری لباست رو انتخاب بکنی، حق نداری بخونی. خانوما که اصلا حق ندارن، آقایونم که میخوان بخونن باید چشم و گوش بسته اطاعت رهبر رو بکنن تا اینکه اجازه داشته باشن بخونن. یکی هم مثل شروین میاد میخونه فوراً دستگیر میشه. حق نداری بخونی. امروز میخوام تکلیف خوندن رو روشن بکنم. نه به اقتصاد دستوری، نه به اقتصاد اجباری، نه به بهشت اجباری. باید اصلا معنی نداره. وقتی حق خوندن رو میگیری دیگه چه انتظاری داری از اون طرف؟ مسلمه میگه ما بهترین راه رو داریم. مسلمه انگ هزار جور انگ رو میزنه به مردم. سردار نقدی دیگه تازگی ها گفته دنبال مواد مخدر هستن. این هایی که تو خیابون هستن دنبال مواد مخدر هستن. آخه چی بگم بهش دیگه؟ تو که طرفدار سیستم فاسد ایران هستی و میگی، شایدم تو داری میگی که من اشتباه نمی کنم، خودت رو مقدس میدونی و بقیه رو گناهکار. بقیه گناهکارن و تو بهترین راه رو داری. آره حتما همینطوره دیگه. آخه تو کی هستی که حق قضاوت به خودت بدی؟ قضاوت ممنوع. خب بگذاریم. We are almost there. Be courageous. وقتی که موسی مرد و جنازش هم معلوم نشد چه اتفاقی بر جنازش افتاد، بعضیا میگن که شیطان با خدا سر جنازش دعوا میکرد، دعوا شد سر جنازه. ولی اصلا موضوع صحبت ما اون نیست. یک نفر جانشین موسی شد و خدا بهش گفت شجاع باش. Be courageous. شجاع باش. و وارد سرزمین موعود شدن. با جانشین خود موسی وارد سرزمین موعود نشد، جانشینش وارد سرزمین موعود شد. اوکی. فقط خواستم یه مطلب کوتاهی راجع به سیستم فاسد ایران بگیرم که اومده وارد کلیسا هم شده. شبانان نامحترم سیستم ایران رو وارد کلیسا کردن و میخوان با این سیستم همونجور که از انقلاب 57 بعد به نام خداوند جنایت کردن، همون جنایت ها رو ادامه بدن توی کلیسا. برگشتن به دوران قرون وسطا، دوران تاریکی، بهش میگن دارک ایج. یه دلیلی داره که اسمش رو گذاشتن دارک ایج. حالا کلیسا برگشته به همون دوران دارک ایج. اوکی، بگذارید بریم سراغ مطلبی که آماده کردم برای امروز به زبان انگلیسی. If we believe the Bible or Torah or even Quran, we know that God created Adam and Eve. And generation after generation comes from Adam and Eve. But because of the science today, we know that we inherit a lot from our parents. اگر که منتظری که second coming بیاد، مطمئنا in this generation doesn't happen. I guarantee 100%، قول 100% بهت میدم که second coming in this generation doesn't happen. قول 100% بهت میدم. According to the genetics, we know that we inherit a lot from our parents, from our grandparents, our uncle, aunts. Every child is born and they look at the child. Oh, that eyes seems like her father. That eyes seems like that aunt or whatever. Those legs, whatever. Those nose. Every part of the body, they try to make it similar to one of the family members. According to genetics, we get a lot from our parents. Okay, so are they all good? Of course not. We get a lot of bad things from our parents. Me, myself, let's make an example. من مثال میزنم. خودم رو مثال میزنم. When I was born with weak eyes. and چشم ضعیف من کمکم نمیکرد و کمکم نمیکنه. چشم ضعیف من کمکم نمیکنه. چیکار کنم؟ There is a solution for that. There is a solution for weak eyes. When your weak eyes doesn't help you, you use eyeglasses. There is assistive device, always. When you cannot hear, technology updates every day. We are in the area of technology. I love technology. we come to the age that the hearing aid devices are invisible. Nobody see something in your ear. You put assistive device in your ear and you can hear very well. Maybe you cannot hear well, but using assistive device in your ear, you can hear very well. Okay, so I was talking about generation. Of course, when you are born, you cannot do anything. It's impossible to do something because you have no ability. You are under care of your parents. Some of the parents are good, some are not. Some parents, for any reason, they give the child for adoption. Maybe they are not ready enough. The child is born, but they are not ready for accepting responsibility of parenthood. So they give the child for adoption. So I don't know, do you call it good parent or not? If you give a child for adoption, I don't know. But even those who try to raise their children according to their own standard, they think always, I'm sure, I'm 100% sure you heard it. I know better than you. I do it for your own good. All the parents say this. They try to mold their children according to their own standard because they want to. I want, this is my child. I can do anything. There was a video. A daughter was in the trunk, I guess, and car was running. The girl was in the trunk and the car was running. And when people complain, they said, what are you doing? It's dangerous for your daughter. I said, she is my daughter. I can do whatever I want. Yes. Parents do whatever they want. But here in Canada, or I'm not sure about other countries because I live in Canada, I know the rules of Canada. Maybe US as well. You cannot do whatever you want. They get the child from you. Even they force you to give your child away because you cannot care enough for your child. Or you see, somebody left the child inside of the car and they go shopping. That is so dangerous for the children. But for the revolution of Iran is the same. I forgot something. I want to mention something. They cut the internet. We don't need any internet for revolution, another revolution, like never before. We don't need the internet. And they go to the street and honk. We don't need car. We walk on the street and protest. So we don't need internet, we don't need car. But somebody said, if you hit your children, you are officially no man. You are not a man. Officially, you cannot call yourself man. If you hit your girl, officially you are not man. Period. So yes, every parent try to raise the children according to their own standard. But what standard? Your standard is belongs to centuries ago. Your standard belongs to dark ages. That's why you say good night and go to sleep. Your standard belong to dark ages. Okay, I was talking about parents and what you can get from your parents. I know a lot of people, they say, what I get from my parents is disease. The only things I get from my parents is disease. Because when you go to doctor always ask, is there any history of this disease in your family? High blood pressure, heart disease, cholesterol, and whatever. So sometimes the only thing you get from your parent is disease. Some people are unlucky. Not only they don't get any good from their parents, the only thing they get from their parents is disease. It's a fact. And some people are proud about their family name. They say, oh, they teach their children, for example, you are Robinson, you are Robinson. What the, sorry. بعضی راجع به اسم فامیلی خودشون تعصب دارن. رگ گردنشون هم میزنه بیرون به خاطر اسم فامیلیشون. What's the use of family name? You know, the people, they want to relate themselves to someone special. They have genealogy. Oh, if you check my genealogy, I relate to that so and so. So what? I know. It makes sense in royal family. It makes sense. Because the next in throne determined by genealogy. But in ordinary life, doesn't. For example, you know the route. There is a website that you have to pay money to know your route. So what? For example, you know what is your ancestors are. What's the use of it? The present moment is more important. You lose your present time to know the roots. That's why tradition comes from generation after generation. We are doing this since generations. That's tradition, right? What's tradition? Tradition, what does it mean, tradition? Comes from generation after generation. We say, oh, that's how we do it. We learn it from our parents. Is it right or is it wrong? Maybe you are doing wrong from very first. And some people get into trouble because of family name. I know. I read an article that because of he or she belongs to that family, he or she has problem. I don't understand this. Why family name is so important? I know before technology, people work on the farm. Most of the people have businesses. They need to have air to transfer their businesses. or their work on the farm to somebody else. That's why they needed to have somebody replace them. That's a circle of life. Old people gone and young people replace the old people. But it doesn't have to be in the same family. I know, I said, I make sense when it's family business. They want to survive their family name business. Something like Tim Horton. The first one established Tim Horton. The name is Tim Horton, exactly the name of that person. He wanted to transfer to another generation, but not anybody else. Family name is not important at all. I don't understand why people try to survive the family names. It's not important. Most of the people don't follow their father's job. I guess 95 of the people don't follow their father's job. I don't know why family name is so important. There is no point inject this idea to your children that you're, for example, you are a Robinson, you are a Robinson. So what? And it's nonsense. And it happened in any corrupted system. They hire their own family members. When they come to the power, they hire from their own family. That's why it's so wrong. Even your children doesn't have qualification to do the job, you put them in the position because your family is your children. That's so wrong. We should use generation to improve, not to go back. Generation is not for going back. Sometimes we create things that has no meaning. It comes from tradition, right? I know that. But we need to change. If you want to change something, change the tradition that has no meaning. Sometimes we create something to do something good. For example, firing of the Olympic flag. They represent 5 continents, but they all overlap and represent unity. But we see in the world that there is no unity. It has no meaning. Flag has no meaning. And also United Nations. Today, not today, this year, the United Nations becomes useless. Even the chief of United Nations said, I'm afraid the philosophy of United Nations come under the question mark. After World War II, because world didn't want to have another world war, they created United Nations to come every year and talk about world problem. But today you see the problem of Russia and Ukraine, and against all the world, United European country and US and all that. There is a worry that another world war happen. The philosophy of the United Nations is under question mark. We need to use generation to improve. Every generation has to use the knowledge of previous generation and put something up. Another next step, another next step, and another next step, another generation with another next step. The only thing we need to worry about is a stop, because if we stop, then we go backward. Even if you don't go backward, if you stop, you are going backward, because technology is going fast. They cut the internet, and technology helps, and Starlink try to give internet, no matter government like it or not. Starlink bring internet to people of Iran. Government wants to cut the internet. I said, we don't need internet. We don't need car. The revolution of Iranian people move forward. Let me close with one thing. And if you listen to me by now, get one thing straight. And which is generation shouldn't dictate their tradition, their system on another generation. Peace of God be with you all.